our weekly debrief of the Sewing Bee. If you're new here, every week we are breaking down the most recent episode of the Great British Sewing Bee, and we are already up to the semi-finals.
I know.
It's flown, isn't it?
Yeah, it really has flown. I can't believe we're here already.
Yeah. And this week it was designer icons, fashion icons.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah, fashion icons. Yeah, it just felt a little bit confusing because it was divas last
Kind
week.
of, so that's like
a little bit of an overlap. I don't know.
maybe that's the muse.
Yes,
and this is the
designer.
designer.
Yeah,
but you're
yeah.
right, it's a similar
Vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And both quite out there, which
Yes,
I like.
very fashion.
Yes, exactly.
Well, more so than home sewing, maybe.
Yeah.
Kind of not necessarily stuff that we would make for us day to day,
Yeah.
but interesting for inspiration. And I always like in these types of episodes when they do a bit of a deep dive in the history of something or a
Love
designer or something. That's my favourite bit.
Yeah,
really.
same. I love
I
that.
think they could have more of them.
Yeah,
Okay,
easily. I guess
yeah.
some weeks they don't have like a direct excuse to do that, but they definitely did for this one. I like it.
And who was it you were about? Was it Balenciaga?
Balenciaga
the
was
first challenge.
Yeah.
Was the Balenciaga inspired or like literally this dress, right?
It sounded to me like they copied a Balenciaga pattern, but they
Yeah.
couldn't say that.
Yeah.
No, they had elements of
Yeah.
like
Right.
Balenciaga.
And it had like it was
Design.
fitted at the front and then loose at the back, which I thought was a super interesting construction with the belt going on.
I did
Yeah.
not understand how it worked.
Amazing.
So was
At
it like
all.
open at the back or not?
No.
No, it was closed.
No, but like, so how?
It was all extra fabric that turned into a
Draped from
cape,
the
but I
top.
think it was all closed.
Mm.
How like? when
And there
you
was
put
a
it on-
gusset. What was the gusset for? I
I,
don't remember.
I wasn't sure what the
arms,
point
so
of the
the arms
gusset
could
was.
move.
So you could move.
Right,
Okay.
because it's
Connected.
connected, so you needed to have the gusset so you could lift your arms and move.
That makes sense.
Right.
Bit complicated.
Did not understand the pattern at all. How it
And
came
when they were
together. I was
explaining
impressed
it-
that they did it.
When they do that little da-da-da-da-da-da,
Yeah.
and I was like,
What?
that's so much. Like 4 hours. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I will also say that personally, I don't find it particularly attractive.
No.
Like, I didn't.
Maybe
Who does that look good on?
I do, but maybe it'd be nice like if you saw someone in it like moving. I don't
Maybe
know.
on the catwalk.
Yeah.
Like a stick figure.
It's really just like
yeah.
statement, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, I just thought, I don't think this is.
I guess they found the thing with like a complicated construction.
Yeah, it was about the construction.
And I like that it was like a directly inspired by designer piece rather
Yes.
than just like
A
a
type
bomber
of
jacket
dress,
or like
yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
like a
Yeah,
type
you're
of
right.
garment.
I thought they all did really well, considering
Yeah.
how confusing it was when they were explaining.
They
it.
had something more or less finished.
Yeah.
didn't they?
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
was
they all had
really
that.
cool.
They all had a garment.
Yeah.
And it just looked like it was just the gusset bits and just everyone had struggled a bit. Like
Oh,
they just put it in- they just-
definitely.
Because it looked like a sort of weird diamond shape.
Yes.
But if they just put it in the wrong way, then it's
Yeah,
That's
someone
strange.
else did it the wrong way around.
Yeah.
I was like, how can you even tell which way round?
But they all looked pretty even, didn't
They
they?
did, yeah. I think so. Yeah, it was impressive because it blew my mind in terms of
Yeah, construction.
how does it actually
And
work.
just time. 4
Yes,
hours. is-
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Do you think Balenciaga sewed that in 4 hours? I don't think so.
We're getting to like a time of year where we're starting to sew samples again for our next
Yes,
photo
yeah.
shoot, and so that's very much on my mind. Like I'm sewing stuff,
I take forever.
and yeah, just like thinking about how long that stuff's taking me, and
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
like
it's
new
not
to
4
you
hours.
patterns. Yeah, 4 hours.
Yeah, you're right. When we sew samples, it's
Yeah.
almost like a sewing bee challenge.
And often we don't have we don't have any
definitely don't have-
photos
yeah.
or anything like that.
no illustrations.
Yeah,
We don't have fully fledged instructions because that
so
comes
we're writing
nearer the
them
time.
exactly. Yeah,
So,
so it's,
yeah,
kind
I
of,
agree.
it's kind of similar.
And I will say I panic every single time.
Yeah.
I will have a panic moment.
We have
if I
a lot
don't
of, like,
understand something.
Did you understand that?
Yeah.
Have we got to the point?
It's like, am I doing this right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't, yeah, you're so right. That is like a challenge, our own sewing bee challenge.
So
but
should we now
have
give you
more
a time limit?
No, I'm joking. Absolutely not. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did very well.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah, really, really good. You can really tell we're now in the final bit.
Yeah.
Like it's a really
They've
ramped
upped
up.
it again,
Yeah,
haven't they? And the middle challenge was super cool.
that was
Loved
really.
Take as many ties as you like, and I actually don't know what they had to turn into. Do you know what?
I think it was
brief
a garment.
Just a
It
garment.
wasn't like specifically a dress or something. Because there was
Yeah.
a bit of everything. There was a top.
Yes,
there
exactly.
was- yeah. Oh, I loved this one.
They looked
Yeah.
amazing.
They all
didn't
smashed
they?
it, didn't they?
They absolutely all smashed it. I thought Luke went beyond though.
Yeah.
Because they had the idea of I think they were using just a zigzag stitch.
Yes,
right?
really
Yeah.
clever.
So clever.
Really
It's very
clever.
flat.
Yeah.
There's no turning around, and because they're quite thick ties.
Yeah.
So that was such a genius idea.
I would never
Zigzag
have
in
thought
between,
of
and
that.
I would not have thought of
And
it.
then it just created like really structural,
Really cool
beautiful
shape.
I feel like
Oh.
that was my garment of the week.
Yeah,
And
completely.
Yeah, I
I
think
thought
it's
it
really
might
clever.
win that, to be
Yeah.
honest, because they do sometimes pick a
Mm.
transformation one. I thought that was extremely ingenious. It was very fashion
Yeah, very high.
and
fashion.
Exactly.
inspirational. Because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make that, but it did
Yeah.
make me think maybe I could
Yeah.
get some ties.
Are
that
there
are
enough
lying
purple
around.
ties in the world though?
I think there are. Susie had a lot.
Yeah,
to
she
be
did,
fair,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
look
she
at
did.
purple.
And I really like
That's so
Susie's
cool.
as well.
Susie's was really cool.
Susie's
Yeah.
was
Thing at the back. it
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
the Game of Thrones
Yes.
hate thing.
Yes.
That was really
Yeah.
nice.
Elsa did so
Oh, the
much.
lattice
that,
thing.
lattice
Yeah.
thing,
yes.
So I don't
Extremely
even, I
clever.
could not have done that under pressure, like
No.
that type of
Yeah.
cutting.
That's so true. Yeah.
Really
And because they
impressive.
put it all, they're like pinning it on the mannequin, aren't they? Draping it.
Yeah.
And then they've got to somehow
sew
sew it.
Yeah.
And I think
That's what
that's
I
the bit-
always think.
I'd be fine draping
Yeah.
it, it looks great. And then when you got to like
Even
actually.
just the carrying.
Yeah, you
Like,
like,
I think
pick
it
up
would-
all this full
Yeah.
I think often they just sew it on the man.
That's true.
Yeah.
Some of them do. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's the moment where it could all unravel.
Yeah.
And Pasha. I remember liking
oh,
that.
yeah.
Halter neck thing.
And then the big asymmetrical skirt.
Yeah.
And she
with all the
undid
volume.
the ties. That's
Yeah.
it.
Clever.
So clever.
Clever.
So clever.
Must
to
have
get more
taken a
fabric.
while.
Yeah, true. It was
Yeah, good challenge.
really
Yeah.
good challenge.
Mm.
Really
They
inspirational.
were all winners. on that one.
Absolutely. Yeah. But
I think they all
agree
enjoyed
that
it as
Luke's was
Yeah.
my best.
Yeah.
Did they win?
They did win
Yes,
that
yeah,
challenge,
yes.
yes, definitely. Well deserved. The next one, so the made to measure.
Yeah, it was the Coco Chanel
Chanel
inspired. Pretty classic, right?
I absolutely loved the brief.
Yeah.
I thought that some were more Chanel than others, I'm gonna
Okay.
say.
Okay.
So
which
this
ones?
is just me being annoying, but Chanel, Coco Chanel, because Chanel after Coco, there's been other designers in charge, but Coco
Okay.
Chanel was all about soft shapes, comfortable for women. So I think boning had no business being there personally, and so Susie's, I like that the colours were black and white. But the shape, the structure, and the boning in the bodice for me was like as far from Coco Chanel as you can get.
Well, I wonder whether that's sort of with their. I know they said it's sort of unflattering. They didn't like the shape
Oh,
in the judging.
Maybe
but I
that's
wonder
what
whether
they
they
were
were sort
going
of being
for.
like, yeah, it wasn't quite right.
Yeah, I just think it was so much of Coco Chanel's interviews and things that you can read about her. It's all about the softness and women being comfortable. So I was like,
Interesting.
that really irked me, but it's me being a geek and annoying. Fine. But having said that, I did like the look of that
Yes.
dress. I love
Yeah.
the ties. I like the black and
I
white.
like the polka dot.
I suppose it was
Yeah.
inspired, so maybe she's taken the colour palette.
Yes,
and
true.
set things-
But the one that I absolutely loved that surprised me was Ailsa.
yeah.
Because
Yes.
you see the sketch first.
Yes,
When
I
saw the
wasn't sure
sketch, I
about
was like,
that. Yeah.
what is this? What's going
Yeah.
on?
I mean, how she made that waistcoat.
Oh,
Just
wait,
like-
in like
Casually,
2 minutes?
Yeah. And then I thought it was a stroke of genius just putting that little tie. I just think that, I
Yeah,
agree with
I
Esme, it was
agree,
better
yeah.
than the
Better than the
tie.
tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Really
thought
Chanel.
she was incredibly ambitious, wanted to make 4 things.
Yeah.
I think that's why the
I think
fit
you can
wasn't quite
see it on her
perfect,
face
right?
that
Yeah.
she looks
overwhelmed.
She looked
Dressed.
very overwhelmed.
But
Very
she
It's
pulled it
amazing.
off.
She
Yeah.
absolutely pulled it off. And that, it made me think, I want to make a little waistcoat
Mm,
and
yeah.
shirt.
Waistcoats
and a
are
little
very
thing.
in.
Very in.
Very in.
I thought she did amazing considering like most of it looked like she had nothing but the skirt.
Yeah.
I know that's in the end.
And then
isn't it?
suddenly it was like a
Suddenly I was like, oh my god, it looks brilliant.
Yeah.
But also just knowing how long like gathering takes. as
gathering,
well.
oh, yeah,
And then if you
really.
like snap a thread or something, that's
It's death.
Yeah,
it's
death.
not fun at all. And when they kept talking to her about, oh, have you worked with this kind of tweed before?
Yeah.
She was like, no, and I kept thinking that will fall apart
Yeah.
as soon as you sew through it.
Yeah.
That was my fear, but it seemed to
No,
be fine in the end.
fine.
But that kind of fabric usually just
Yeah,
like
just
the edges
sprays
sprays
to
in front of
nothing.
your eyes, and I was really worried about it.
And yeah, you would get like caught in your machine
Oh,
and
yes.
just like
I was
Handled.
extremely stressed during this challenge.
Mm.
Just watching it, I was like, oh no. But incredible result.
I loved Pasha's.
Pasha's
I
beautiful.
want to wear that.
Yeah,
I
that would
loved
suit
it.
you a lot.
I don't know where I'm going, but
But it's very
Beautiful.
close to our Vera dress, which you've
Yes,
got a Vera
yes,
dress as
it's
well.
got like the
That's
flutter
true.
sleeve.
Yeah.
It's
And
not
you-
bias cut, which
Easier to say.
Yes, true. I do like that Vera
Yeah,
dress.
so yeah, I think her dress is very you. I think
Very,
you can
very
see
you.
that.
Oh, thanks.
It was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
The fit was incredible. Bias cutting things on the bias makes them move and drape very, very beautifully. It is harder to sew, I will say. I always struggle a little bit.
I don't think it's as hard as people make out.
No.
though. I don't like. I feel like it's actually okay.
No, it is actually
I feel
okay.
like people sometimes get this way with knit fabrics. And
Yeah.
they can get really scared of it. And you just
Fair.
handle it more.
You just handle
carefully.
it, yeah. That,
And
that's
maybe
the problem.
accept
I'm
a
usually
bit.
like,
Except that it's going to drop, and then you know you have to
and I think
level
that's
it.
the yeah.
You
You,
have to
you
flex
just
that
give
in.
it more time to let it hang
Yeah.
for longer, like before you level
But
it.
the
and-
effect is amazing.
The
Like,
effect
so
is
comfortable, and
gorgeous.
then not have to have any closures or anything.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that's
it's
true.
so great.
That's true.
I
I really, really liked. I thought Pasha's looked simpler than all the others,
Yeah,
but I don't think it was.
No.
I just think the result, because it's so elegant and clean,
True.
And she
you
used
might look
two
at it.
different fabrics as
Yeah,
well.
I
matte
didn't
and
understand that.
Yeah, because I don't think it maybe came because it's black. I
You
don't
can't
think
see
you
it.
can
didn't
really
come
see
across,
it.
but Patrick mentioned it.
Yeah.
I think the shiny and the matte.
And I think so in real life it probably was.
It would have even more
Yeah.
impact. Yeah, that's the only thing I thought, that it looked less impressive to sew than
Yeah.
it was. I think if you know about sewing, you go like, wow,
Yeah.
that is so well made for something tricky.
And it must have been because that was what was on
Exactly,
the
yes.
Yeah.
So
It
they
must
know,
be
like the
beautiful,
judges
yeah.
would get it. But I think for maybe people
It's
who don't
fewer
know
elements.
much about sewing,
Yeah.
that looks less in your face than the others.
Talking of in your face,
Talking
wow.
of in your face.
Luke's collar statement
Yeah.
dress, clever.
Absolutely
Clever
loved
idea.
it.
I really liked that, and it was
Yeah.
quilted. So
Oh,
it had different elements
So
in
impressive.
Just a shame they ended up a little
I
bit.
didn't understand how it ended up wrong. I was
I think they put it on.
it. Must have
Roll
maybe
something
yeah,
and
or
then off. I
maybe
can't remember.
or maybe something in the fitting. That, like maybe they just had to take something in, and then it just spewed the whole because the whole thing was sort of.
It was like to the side.
Yeah.
I'm so upset because I thought that could have won had that
Yeah.
not happened.
It was very nice.
Because it was really impressive, and it was. I liked when Esme said, "Oh, did you buy this pre-quilted?" No,
Well, she
thank
was
you
just
very
like,
much.
You bought it. She
You
didn't even
bought
ask.
it? Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I'd love
that
to turn around and be
moment.
like, no, I really
Actually, I quilted it myself. I loved that moment. It was really cool. And that one, again, I would say it was more Karl Lagerfeld for Chanel.
Oh,
In
yeah.
style with the big shoulders.
You should have been the
It was
guest
so
judge
Chanel.
this week.
No, but inspired by, I get it. They
Yeah,
took
it's your
elements,
own
and
twist.
what I
Yeah.
did like of Luke's was that they mentioned that Coco Chanel liked to mix feminine and masculine, which is absolutely true. She wore a lot of ties, for example, which every time I see pictures of her in a tie, I'm like, I need a tie. I need to make one for
Yeah,
myself.
I
I'd
can see you
love
in a
that.
tie.
Yeah, absolutely love that.
That's very much your style.
I just haven't.
Yeah.
I've made ties for the men in my life, but I've never taken the
It's a
time
very
to make
nice
one
thing
for
to
me.
make a tie.
It is. It's very
Very
Have
satisfying.
you made our pattern ties?
Yes, I have. That's the only tie
What's
I've
the
made.
stuff you have to put inside it?
Demet.
It's a very satisfying thing. There's a lot of hand sewing, which I don't usually love, but
There's something about doing it on a
something really
tie.
satisfying.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's one small thing
Yeah,
and it feels right.
and it's just a straight line.
Straight line. Yeah, true. Really pretty. Anyway,
Yes.
we
Can make
digress.
So
Yeah.
was it a surprise he went?
Well, they kept saying it was close. Like it was two, like
Yeah.
Pasha and Luke at the top, Susie and Elsa at the bottom.
Yeah, they really were hammering that they were sort of neck and neck.
Yeah.
They were.
And then, because like at the end they were saying, "Oh, Susie's is well made."
Mm.
Yes,
That
which
is
she was
tricky
so
to know what it
happy
comes
about
down
it.
to.
So then it was just like, "Oh, is that gonna?" But then
Yeah. I think it was a shame to see
I thought
Susie go.
Susie did worse in the previous challenges. I think
Yeah.
that might
Maybe
have
that's
tipped it.
what. It was close.
It was very close.
Which is fun to have a semi-final where it's all really
Yeah,
stuff
that's
to play
true.
for. I don't think there's a one obvious winner.
No, that's true, but there will be one
Yeah.
next week.
And they didn't say what the theme. Is there ever a theme? For
I
the
was trying to
final?
remember. Maybe they don't
I
have
think
a
it's just
theme. It's just
something amazing.
hard.
Yeah.
Something difficult.
Yeah, isn't there like the final garment? Isn't it?
It's really like evening wear. or
Yeah,
something,
like
isn't
it's
it?
an event kind of.
And
Yeah.
it's for someone in their life.
Oh
Yeah,
yes, they
usually
get their own
love
model.
that.
I always get teary when they see the person. I love it.
Oh yeah, can't wait.
But yeah, I don't think there is a theme per se, but I'm sure it's going to be something complicated that we don't know how to make, but they'll have to make in 3 hours.
Yeah. That's what it's all about.
It is, but I think the 3 finalists are
Yeah.
very different.
Yes.
Yep.
So I think the final will be very interesting
Yeah.
because their takes on the brief, be it evening wear, whatever it ends up being.
And they're going to give it their
close,
all.
didn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, and I do think all 3 are very, very good sewists, and obviously they're
Yes.
all good
The
sewists.
styling
And they're
and sewing is
and very
really
creative.
Yeah.
extremely creative,
Yeah.
and just have smashed some pattern challenges lately. So all of them.
Exciting.
So yeah, it's exciting.
So yeah, join us next week where we'll be breaking down the final.
Mhm.
Let us know what you thought of the episode. Do you have any Coco Chanel thoughts?
What era did you like?
What era of Chanel? Well, yeah, because she had many different types and
Yeah.
styles because she was around
You
for
need to do a
ages.
whole-
I think we could do a
That's
whole
why
blog
Pasha
on, we should do a
worked.
whole blog on this.
Pasha was
Yeah.
early Coco. Anyway, yeah,
Well,
so
maybe
it
we
could
need
be
an
a whole-
ebook, a Chanel ebook.
A Chanel ebook.
ebook. Anyway.
Anyway, it's ideas.
Yeah, let us know what you thought, and if you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.